Welcome back to My Life on a GLP-1. This is the podcast where we discuss the real-life experiences living on a GLP-1 medication. I'm your host, Scott Johnson. Happy to say we have returned from our summer vacations.
And I'm Sarah. It's great to be here. Scott, tell us about your vacation. I bet you have some great stories.
You know I always have a good story, Sarah. I just got back from a bucket list trip to the Scottish Highlands, and let me tell you, it was an adventure in more ways than one.
Oh, I've been so excited to hear about this. I saw the pictures, the castles, the stunning landscapes, but I get the feeling there's more to the story than what we saw on social media.
You have no idea. Today we're diving into the good, the bad, and the very, very loud lessons of traveling on a GLP-1 medication. So, to set the scene, I went into this trip feeling like a seasoned pro. I've been on this journey for 3 years, lost 90 pounds, and I've done a fair bit of international travel in that time. I really felt like I had it all figured out.
Right, you had your system down pat.
Exactly. My confidence was soaring. I packed my pens in my carry-on, of course. I brought my own supplements because I know from experience that some things are harder to get over the counter in the UK. My injection day came and went without a hitch. I was prepared, organized. I thought nothing could possibly go wrong.
Ah, the classic setup. You know, when you're that prepared, that's when life decides to throw you a curveball. Or in this case, maybe a haggis.
You are not wrong. So we drive 7 hours up to Inverness, this beautiful city, and decide to celebrate at a traditional Scottish pub. I'm feeling great, adventurous, you know? So I order a Scotch egg, which was amazing. Then traditional fish and chips. And then I got bold. I tried the haggis.
Oh no, Scott, you didn't. What? What is even in that?
I still don't know, and I've made a conscious decision not to find out. It was this weird mix of delicious and revolting. But hey, vacation is about new experiences, right?
Absolutely. So far, so good then.
Famous last words. The next morning, we go to Loch Ness. I've been dreaming of seeing it since I was a kid. The scenery is incredible. Mist rising off the water, Urquhart Castle in ruins on the shore. Just picturesque.
Sounds magical. Loch Ness has always have a bit of mystery tied to it.
It was magical. And then I felt a rumble, a little internal grumble. I ignored it, kept hiking. Then the rumble progressed to a very loud, very urgent distress signal.
Oh, Scott.
It was so loud that other tourists nearby actually turned around, probably thinking Nessie was finally making an appearance.
The monster was you.
It was. My friend Peter looks at me and asks why my face has gone the color of the fog. I had to explain that I needed a bathroom immediately. The problem is, Urquhart Castle is just ruins, no facilities. I remembered a sign for services back in the parking lot, a 15-minute walk away.
A 15-minute walk, which I'm guessing, is one you did not have.
That 15-minute walk turned into a 5-minute speed walk and a 4-minute sprint. I made it to this rustic, single-use service area. And let's just say the other visitors that morning didn't see Nessie, but they certainly heard a mysterious monster. The sounds, they echoed across the loch.
Oh my gosh, you didn't just see a Scottish legend, you became one. The monster of Loch Ness has a whole new meaning.
Exactly. And as funny as that story is, it taught me some really important lessons. The first, of course, is don't mix haggis with certain constipation relief supplements when you don't know where the nearest bathroom is.
A very specific but valuable lesson.
But it also highlighted these bigger, quieter challenges. Later, we were on a boat cruise on Loch Ness, and I got a scone and tea. I took 2 bites and was completely full. And I just sat there, watching everyone else finish theirs, feeling awkward, like the guide would think I was rude for not eating it.
That's such a real thing. Food is hospitality, it's connection. And when your body's signals are completely different, it can create this weird social tension.
Totally. And it's not just about eating less. It's also about eating enough. The next leg of the trip was the Isle of Skye, which is just otherworldly. We went to hike the Quirang, one of the most incredible trails I've ever seen.
Saw the photos. Breathtaking.
It was. And I realized as I was standing at the base of this intense climb that I hadn't eaten enough that morning to fuel my body for it safely. My appetite was so suppressed, I just hadn't thought about it. So you have this strange paradox, trying not to offend people by leaving food, but also having to consciously force yourself to eat enough for energy.
That's the core challenge, isn't it? It's a constant recalibration that people who aren't on these medications just don't have to think about.
Right? So, for our listeners who are planning their own adventures, I've got a few key takeaways from my experiences.
The Loch Ness Protocol?
The Loch Ness Protocol. First, keep your medication with you at all times in your carry-on. Treat it like your passport. A small insulated pouch works wonders for day trips.
Good tip. What else?
Always pack protein-forward snacks for hikes or long days out. Nuts, jerky, protein bars. Don't rely on your appetite to tell you when you need fuel.
It's a huge one, especially for safety.
And communicate with your travel companions beforehand. Just a quick, hey, I eat smaller portions now, so don't be surprised if I can't finish my meal. Saves a lot of awkwardness later.
Right. Managing expectations.
Finally, give yourself permission to do what's right for your body. Order the small plate. Skip the whiskey tasting if you're not feeling it. It's your trip, your rules. Despite the Nessie incident, this trip was incredible. 3 years ago, 90 pounds heavier, I never could have even attempted a hike like the Quirang. So there's this beautiful trade-off.
Yeah, it sounds like it. A beautiful trade-off. That's a great perspective.
The medication creates new challenges, for sure, but it also opens up a world of possibilities. It lets you be present enough to actually see the fog on the mountains instead of just thinking about your next meal, and that's a gift.
That's a beautiful way to put it. What a story, Scott. Thank you for sharing the hilarious highs and the very, very low-pitched lows. Let me also say thank you to our listeners for coming back after our summer holiday hiatus. We appreciate you tuning in every week. Now, tell us, Scott, what final thoughts do you have for us on your travels and adventures?
Thanks, Sarah. Whether it is the Highlands or wherever your travels take you, they don't care what you eat or how much of it. They were there long before GLP-1 medications existed, and they will be there long after. All Scotland asked of me is that you show up, breathe the cold air, and let yourself enjoy the view. Everything else works itself out. I have decided, however, next time I'm going to skip the haggis. I also want to shout out to some of the amazing people that came out this last weekend in Chicago to my author meet and greet and book signing event. There may be a few more in the coming months, so please stay tuned. And please don't forget to check out my second book, entitled Still on a GLP-1, now available in paperback and Kindle on Amazon. Also, if you sign up for my monthly newsletter between now and August 15th on my website, you will be entered into a free drawing where I will be sending 3 podcast listeners a copy of my latest book. So, on behalf of Sarah, I'm Scott Johnson, reminding you to travel safe, live your best life, make those experiences count, and always love your journey. Thanks for joining us.